Let me start this cursed test. Let me start this cursed test. Internet wants to be a dick. Let me start this cursed test. Internet wants to be a dick. Internet really wants to be a dick. Let me start this cursed test. Internet wants to be a dick. Internet really wants to be a dick. Let me refresh. Let me test. Oh. Let me test some more. Let me test. Oh. Really, internet? Let me test some more. Let me test. Oh. Really, internet? Let me test. Okay, I'm gonna stop doing that. So, I'm gonna wait for at least one viewer, maybe two. But this stream's gonna be, well, it says right here, a public domain film watch-along. We have three options. We have The Lost World, 1925. American silent fantasy monster adventure film, adapted from Arthur Conan Doyle's 1912 novel, the same name. We have Dante's Inferno, which is the world's oldest surviving feature-length film. That could be interesting. It's also silent. So we have two silent film options. And then we also have The Phantom from 10,000 Leagues, which is 1955. A horror movie, but this is a talkie. Let's see, any radioactive rock? Yeah, there's a little bit of the plot synopsis. I got all these films from this playlist, public domain films. So far, everything that I've noticed on here is actually public domain. And for those of you who don't know what public domain means, it's films or even music and some other things where the copyright has run out and never renewed. So you're perfectly fine to do whatever you wish with it. You could edit it, you could remake it, so on and so forth. So I figured doing a watch-along should be fine. It should be under fair use because it's public domain. Literally anyone can do anything with these type of films. Hang on, let me take a drink. Excuse me. Also, if any of you who are viewing this are also on my Discord, feel free to enter the general chat. But other than that, yeah, let me put that down. I'll be starting in a little bit. I still have to decide which film, which I'm gonna let chat decide, I guess. There's only two of you, so if one picks one picks the other, that'll be weird. But the options are The Lost World, 1925, which is a silent film. Dante's Inferno, 1911. It's a silent film, and it's the oldest surviving feature-length film. So more than likely, it's not the first, but it's the oldest surviving. And The Phantom of 10,000 Leagues, which is a talkie, so there's only one talkie option. Excuse me. Also, this will be archived onto my YouTube, so if you can't stay for the full thing, you can at least watch the VOD on YouTube. Of course, my internet's a little crappy, so there might be some buffering and stuff. Just gotta double check something. Okay. Just check it to see who's online. So, well, hopefully you're all decided. Oh, there's only one of you now. That's okay. Let me do something real quick. Hang on. Gotta check for something. There it is. Alright. I think it'll be up to me what film we watch, which is fine. Perfectly reasonable. Someone outside? I'm not gonna start right away because it's only been 5 minutes. Let's see if we can get some people, if possible. More than likely, we won't be able to, which is fine. But yeah, Lost World, Dante's Inferno, Phantom from 10,000 Leagues. I'm gonna wait until 10 minutes have passed, so there's no rush. But once we get to the 10-minute mark, then I'll start. There was a big delay on my stream. That's annoying. Here, let me refresh. Oh yeah, and I will be pausing the films to give commentary, both because I feel like it, and also just in case there's like a slight issue, because usually when you reveal stuff you have to commentate, so just in case there's an issue, I'm gonna make sure I commentate. I wanted to double check, make sure I was still recorded, because sometimes I worry about that, because I heard recently someone was recording and then all of a sudden just stopped. I haven't had any issues with OBS, so I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. Oh yeah, I was going to watch, let's see if I can find that on the list. Oh, come on, internet. Where is it? Where is it? Let me refresh this. But it was like the Battle of Atlantis or Escape from Atlantis. I think that's the name of the film I was going to watch. That film is a little too soon. It's the 70s it came out, 1977 I believe, which is still public domain. It's just I wanted to watch something older. Oh, I didn't even know that was updated. Apparently I can play The Sims now. That means I'm going to have to turn mods back on. I'll do that later, of course. So, just in case that second viewer is a new viewer, I'm going to be watching public domain movie with the chat. Hopefully there's people who will be joining. Because it's public domain, you can do pretty much anything you want with those type of films. You could re-edit them, you can do whatever. So there shouldn't be any issues with copyright, because the copyright has run out for these films. And the movie options are The Lost World, 1925, which is a silent film. Dante's Inferno, 1911. It's the world's oldest surviving feature-length film. And it's another silent film. And then the only talkie I have is The Phantom from 10,000 Leagues, 1955. A horror movie. I'm leaning towards The Phantom from 10,000 Leagues, but I want at least one person in the chat to make a pick. But of course, no one can pick, it's fine. But I'm going to be starting soon. I don't need to start exactly at the 10-minute mark, but we're close to 10 minutes. Also, there's a delay, which is annoying. It's a good 20-second delay, it looks like. Maybe 30... Yeah, I think it's a 30-second delay. Holy crap. That's annoying. You know what, let me refresh one more time. My computer fan is active right now. So I assume you all can hear it. Oh, there's one viewer. Oh, that's okay. Alright, so I'm just going to pick the film. And I'm going to say The Phantom from 10,000 Leagues. Also, this is the playlist I got the films from, if anyone's interested. You know, I don't think I can put links in chat. I think I can. But not, like, people from chat. I'm not 100% certain, so you know what? I'm not going to put the link in. Just in case. Alright. I'm going to start the movie momentarily. Let me just stretch real quick. I also have some food with me, just in case. Alright. 3, 2, 1. Also occasionally pause to check on chat to see if there's anyone talking. So I don't have a second monitor yet. Oh yeah, if it's too loud, let me know just in case. So I did some testing, but I don't know. See something. The Iguana Man! It's actually kind of cool. For a split second, I thought I was going to hear Wilhelm. Get his dick off! Oh no! Just nuzzle them to death. Don't liking the music. Milner Brothers Productions presents The Phantom from 10,000 Leagues. Starring Kent Taylor, Cathy Downs. I was reading that. Oh well. Philip Pine. Screenplay. Jack Milner. Dan Milner. Are they brothers? Are they married? Wash the shore. Oh no, there's a body on the shore. Just gonna stare at the body. Hey, is that guy staring at the body? feel about away from it.
Don't touch that.
William S. Grant, Special Investigator. Department of Defense, Washington. Well, I guess that makes it pretty official.
Yes, I guess it does.
His body's rigid with burns. The boat's charred, too. Yet there's no sign of fire. We better get him out of the water.
I'll take care of him myself.
Just thought I'd give you some help.
So I guess whatever that creature was burns people in the water with hugs. I'll hug you and I'll burn you. Oh, that just means the creature wants a hug. It can't hope that it kills people while hugging. Is that a harpoon?
Well, now that you've got all my vital statistics, let's have yours. Name, address, occupation, things like that. The name's Baxter. Ted Baxter. The address, local hotel. Occupation, beachcomber and tourist. Length of stay, indefinite. Will that do?
Also like
Tell
long
me,
walks
how
on the
did you
beach.
happen to pick this particular place? Know anybody in town? No. I have a letter of introduction to the head of the College of Oceanography here, Professor King, which explains why I'm here at this particular minute. I was on my way to see him in his home when I stumbled in onto this.
Sniper! Did I see him? Okay, they see him. Just want a closer look.
Come out of there.
I met you at the College of Oceanography yesterday, didn't I?
That's right. I'm George Thomas, Professor King's assistant.
You seemed a little anxious not to be seen.
Well, I saw two strangers standing over a corpse. Not being the hero type, I decided this was no place for me.
You planning to do a little diving, Mr. Thomas? This late at night?
Oh,
I'm
is
an
it night?
oceanographer. The ocean's my business, day or
tell.
night.
Anything particularly interesting around here? You'll keep out of this. You better not do any diving around here for a while.
Have you seen any sea
I want you
creatures
to
like to
forget
hug
that you were
people?
even here tonight, understand?
Is that a movie choice or did my... Okay, that's a movie choice. Ah, okay. That's interesting. Let's see. Yeah, old film. Probably nothing anyone can do about that.
You're soaking wet.
That's what she
I
said.
am.
Literally.
I saw a wonderful marine specimen. I went in after it.
With the college on vacation, you're spending more time there than ever. I hardly see you anymore. I've never seen you this detached from me, from reality.
I'm working on breathtaking things, Lois. Great things.
And you still won't tell me what it is?
Oh,
Not
I
yet.
found something. They can
You've
hug
got your
better
own
than you.
staff consumed with curiosity. Even your secretary has asked me if I know what it is you're doing behind that tightly locked lab of yours.
She's a sneaking,
It's not
prying
what I'm
female.
doing.
I should fire
It's
her.
who I'm doing.
And I suppose George is quizzing you, too.
A little.
With his penis.
I think he feels a deep resentment because you cut him off from your work so.
He's an opportunist, not a scientist. I don't trust him nor Ethel. They're both spying on me. I'm not here. I'm in bed. I've been in bed an hour. An hour, you understand?
Knock, knock, knock.
Oh, won't you come in?
Thank you. Is Professor King here?
I'm sorry, he's asleep. He went to bed an hour ago.
Oh, I see.
Why did I hear him talking? Why was he saying an hour? Got company?
Are you sure the professor's asleep? Tell him that Ted Baxter's here. It's urgent.
Well, what do you want him for?
Please tell him.
Dad? Dad?
Jumped out the window. I told you, I'm not here. I'm John Cena, you can't see me. Doesn't make any sense. Why would he jump out the window? He knows we're on the 50th floor. Oh, God! Okay, I'm gonna pause it right here. That paper he's writing on, with the pen or pencil, whatever, I wonder, just strictly for, like, movie history and stuff, does that still exist, or has that been, like, long tossed away and put in the garbage? It's probably no longer in existence. He probably didn't even write anything, or just doodled on it. But that would be interesting if, like, that was still around. Yes, the notebook of the professor from the Phantom from 10,000 Leagues, 1955. It's going on auction for $1,000. Turtle. A turtle might still be alive today. Oh, cutie. Is it not turtley enough for the Turtle Club? Horrible movie, but people like making the joke. And by people, I mean myself. Oh, don't throw the turtle. For a second, I thought he was going to throw the turtle. I was like, no!
My friend the beachcomber. Supposing you tell me what your great interest in this thing is, Dr. Stevens.
Ah, you figured out my name. It's Doctor. Last name Stevens.
You work fast, don't you? Oh, I've learned quite a lot about you, Doctor. You'd be surprised how well Washington knows you. Care to hear how famous you are?
Sure.
Dr. Stevens, oceanographer, one of the leaders in this field. Author of 2 highly controversial books. Biological Effects of Radiation on Marine Life and Nature's Own Death Ray. You have been busy, Mr. Grant. There's more. Dr. Stevens, in a laboratory experiment, successfully activated the hydrogen isotopes in heavy water to form an atomic chain reaction. He called this development
Is that
the
possible?
first workable death ray. Suppose you tell me what you're doing with that Geiger
I
counter.
don't think that's possible.
Well, I told you I thought the boat showed
I could be
radiation
wrong.
burns. I wanted to verify it. I did. Scientific curiosity, you might say. And using the phony name, what's that for? That's for reasons of my own. I watched you yesterday, the way you looked out there as if you expected something like this was going to happen. Am I to consider myself a suspect? What happened out there seems to tie in pretty closely with your own experiments. The evidence, if you can call it that, was highly circumstantial.
That's still enough in
Washington
court.
tell you anything else about me? Enough to make me keep my eyes on you.
Circumstantial evidence is enough in court to
if you leave
convict
me alone,
people.
I might be able to help you with this. And Then again, maybe not.
Pacific College of Oceanography. Closed to the public during vacation period.
Morning, Miss Ethel.
Morning, Andy.
There's Ethel.
They found Willie Harrison's boat this morning, burned like the others. They ain't found his body. That makes 3 of the Phantoms got.
Okay, if anyone's watching this who's from my D&D campaign, spoiler alert, I did have an ocean mystery planned, but now I'm going to change it to a ocean mystery where stuff is burned in the ocean.
You know what they're saying in town? That nothing like this ever happened until they opened the school here. I can't say that I blame them. The way the professor's been acting, locking himself up in his room. He won't even let me in there to clean it. And all those noises coming from that room.
Ooh.
I've got work to do, Andy.
She looks familiar. I think I might have seen her in another old movie
And
before.
that young one, George.
What about George?
He's following the professor around. Follows him everywhere. I seen it. Hiding behind trees. Watches him all the time. It ain't normal, this carrying on.
What's not normal, Andy?
Well, the fact that I couldn't hear you open the door. And then close it. Check my bookmark. How dare you?
I'm not to be disturbed, you understand?
Yes, sir.
I can't help you if there's a ghost in your room. That you're on your own with that. Perfect timing, just like most movies.
What have you got there, Ethel?
Nothing, just a piece of scrap.
HEF increase point 56 dash 24 point 64 dash 32 point 70 dash 18.
Keeping right up with the professor, aren't you, George?
I'm one step ahead of him. I've got to get into his lab, Ethel. You've got to help me get in there.
Just barge it down.
It's worth a lot of money to me.
Good for you.
To you, too.
I could tell him what you're up to.
You could. But you won't.
Let me check something real quick. 1955 MON money to today. Let's check something. $1 in 1950s is equivalent purchasing power of about $11.93. Okay. $100 in 1955 equivalent is a purchase power of 1,072. Okay, just double checking. Shoot it with a harpoon. You got your sandwich? Yeah, I got mine up here. I already ate half before the stream. I was gonna make popcorn, but I was like, yeah, I'll have my sub. Although I'm kind of full. I only had half. That's unique for me. Probably because I'm eating healthier. Dive, dive, dive! I really need that hug. That guy, he was so burned from a hug. I need it. I want it. Poor turtle. Hopefully that's just a prop turtle now. So this is how the Ninja Turtles came to be. Okay, that's a real turtle. Hopefully it's not any actual harm. Although, this is an older movie. I don't quite recall when they did the animal protection stuff. Nice transition. Fish. That's all my commentary. It's just fish. What's a fish with no eyes? A fish. Oh god! Oh no! It's a guy in a costume. I like that costume though. I wonder if that survived, because I know the original Swamp Thing, that outfit didn't survive, because it was mostly like, what was it, like, what, I want to say tar, but I don't think it was tar, it was like leather that easily decayed because it was constantly wet and stuff, so it literally couldn't survive. I wonder if that's the same case with this. You know what? Let's look that up. Costume. I'm spelling words incorrectly. Custom. No, not Monster. Monster. Let me just look that up. Monster outfit. Let's see. Men's clothes. Let's see. Monster's outfit, did it survive? SURVIVE? Is this website safe? It looks like it. This entries that everyone see monster low budget film was released by ARC as a B pill. Okay, I'm not seeing anything. It's probably no longer in existence. Hi, chat. If you can find something, it's fine. I gotta turn my fan on. Perfect timing. There was a monster in there.
Oh. Hi there. Tell me, how did you leave your house? Through the door or through the open window like your father did last night?
The door. I leave the window exits to Dad. Join me in a swim?
No, I'm a little winded. How about you joining me in a rest? Maybe I can pick up some of that color you have.
Care for a cigarette?
No, thanks.
Is something the matter?
Yeah,
No.
all men smoke. What's the
You seem a
matter?
little nervous, Mr. Baxter.
Why don't you call me Ted?
Mr. Baxter sounds so formal.
Ted Bundy?
Especially
No.
here at the beach.
All right, Ted. Too nice just to sit around. If you're not coming in for a swim, then I think I'll go in alone.
Now, look, you can't go swimming.
I don't like being told what to do.
Well, it's not a case of my telling you what to do. It's just that it isn't safe out there.
I think you're being a little ridiculous. Look, I've spent all my life near the water. I can handle myself under any situation.
But I'm afraid you can't in this one. I'm going to insist that you stay out of the water at least for a while.
There's a monster in there.
Yes, you must trust me.
You really mean that, don't you?
I really do. Let's just say that I'd feel better knowing that you were safe here on the beach. For personal reasons.
You ought to do that more often.
Do what?
Smile. I like it.
Oh. Well, all I need is a bit of encouragement.
The Death Star.
Giving that to me.
Ethel, will you go down to the supply room and get some ocean current charts?
Yes, sir.
Professor King, I wonder if I might have a few words with you alone. Ethel, I believe you were on your way down to the supply room.
Yes, and you're probably gonna be killed.
I called on you at your
Probably
home
not.
last night,
I'm just,
but you'd gone out for a walk through an open window.
Yes, my daughter Lois told me that Mr. Baxter had called. I got a terrible scolding on your account. I'm afraid you ruined my favorite device for getting out of the house when I can't sleep.
Professor, I saw a fisherman's body washed up on the shore last night.
These men get very careless. They think they rule the sea. But it's just the opposite. The sea rules us, Mr. Baxter.
This man wasn't killed by a natural force.
His body was rigid with radiation burns. I think whatever killed him was man-made.
Indeed. Very interesting. Although not within my scope as an oceanographer. Just what is it you want of me, Mr. Baxter?
Well, I'd like a detailed study of the ocean in this vicinity, the depth and the composition of the floor, anything that you might have.
Take a little time to gather them.
I'd like them as soon as possible.
Oh, I told my daughter I wouldn't work this afternoon. Why don't you come to the house about 3? Say, if you get there before I do and Lois is out, just go on right in. The house is generally unlocked.
What?
That'll be fine.
It's generally
By the way,
unlocked. We don't.
I take it
We
you
don't
are
lock
working
stuff.
with Mr.
We-
Grant,
nothing important
the
in
federal
there.
investigator.
You might say so.
Although I have heard that's popular in Canada, but I don't know if that's true or not.
You can come in now, miss. I hope you found the conversation interesting.
You're an inquisitive woman, aren't you, Ethel?
He's got his book. One thing that annoys me about this film is, if you can all see it, it's kind of like jumpy a little. I think that's just how the old cameras were, or at least the quality the film has survived in. But it's a little jumpy and it's annoying me. So I'm trying not to be distracted by it. Keyword try. Ah, it's better to point out, it looked like a map up there. So, interesting thing about black and white films is there was actually a lot of color on set. Because if you were to just do black and white, like makeup, or just look like yourself, it would be hard to pick up on camera. So things had to be bright and colorful. So these walls right here are probably like a bright pink or like bright yellow. He's probably got some makeup on, but the girl, she's probably got like, because I've seen like behind the scenes pictures, she's probably got a lot of makeup on to reflect light to make it look better. Because these type of cameras were really hard. Oh, he did just say walk in. It's probably gonna be an awkward scene.
Oh,
That's what happens when you don't lock the doors.
well, at least you might have knocked.
Well, I did. And your father told me to open the door and come in.
He would. Would you mind handing me those things there?
Sure.
Thanks.
Yeah, right here. Looks like a map. I can't quite
Is
make out
Father
the details.
expecting you?
I get
Yes.
the green though. A brawl in 1955? Scandalous! Yeah, she's gonna need help.
Would you mind helping me with this zipper?
Of course.
Oh, we're supposed to zip it up, but I kind of want you to help me unzip it.
You're an awful long time with that.
Mission completed. Sorry to say.
Hello. I'm sorry I'm late.
Well, now that Dad's here, will you excuse me?
Oh, surely.
I hope these are what you wanted. Dr. Stevens? I've read your books very thoroughly, Doctor, on which, incidentally, your photograph appears.
Well, maybe it's just as well you know who I am. Have you charted the area around Baker's Cove?
The area where the accidents occurred? No, I don't think we got around to that. We've only been here 2 years, you know.
Well, you've mapped other areas in this vicinity. A few years ago, a submerged deposit of uranium ore was found along this coast. Is there any evidence of a similar deposit along here?
No, not to my knowledge. Why?
Why, this morning I made a test dive over the area where the accidents have taken place. They weren't accidents. There's a shaft of light coming up out of the ocean. I have reason to believe that it's nuclear in character. Now, any object coming in contact with this light would be subject to extreme radiation. I believe this light killed 3 men.
Incredible. You say you made a close examination of this light?
Not as close as I would have liked to. It was being guarded by a sea serpent. A hideous beast that defies description.
Oh, Doctor, if I didn't know that you were a scientist of high standards, I'd say that you were the victim of the ridiculous phantom stories that are running wild around the village.
Professor, you say you've read my stories.
Indeed, I have. Much of my work is based on your findings.
Well, then you must remember my experiments on activating the hydrogen isotopes in heavy water.
Oh, but that was on a miniature scale in a laboratory with a lot of equipment. But on the ocean floor,
I proved it could be done. I used artificial means to start the reaction.
then you think that with a submerged deposit of uranium ore, you can get the same reaction on a much larger scale.
A weapon like this could destroy anything coming in contact with it.
Oh, fantastic.
Once the chain reaction had started, it could continue indefinitely. As a matter of fact, keep growing larger.
And what about the beast down there? Was he man-made too?
I believe so. Since marine life lives in a constant flow of heavy water, the effect of radiation on it would be completely different than it is on humans.
Well, that's your theory on mutations,
Of course,
isn't it,
radiation
Doctor?
doesn't work like this,
Yes.
but I would like it to work
And
like
if
this.
what I believe is true, this monster that I saw in the ocean was a mutation of some sea creature. You see, it draws its energy from the nuclear light itself, just as plant life needs the sun to grow on.
Well, have you any evidence to support this fantastic theory?
I created such a mutant in my own laboratory.
Oh, come now, Doctor.
I destroyed it, just as this creature must be destroyed, and the knowledge that went into creating it.
Do you think that that knowledge might have come out of my college? Since I am head of that college, obviously.
Professor, in science we look for one thing and find another. We split an atom and the hydrogen bomb is evolved. We set up a simple experiment or study on underwater life. Something new and horrible is created.
I feel as if I and my experiments are suspect.
Well, I haven't overlooked that possibility. If it were a matter of pure science alone, I'd be inclined to examine you most closely. However, there's another element.
Another element?
The person responsible for this terrible weapon has offered it for sale to the highest bidder.
For sale? I don't believe it.
And that guy was like, "Hey, his lab can make me a lot of money."
Yes, Mr. Grant. We'll have them ready for you in the morning. That's right. Goodbye. Grant's going to make a dive in the morning. He's borrowing some equipment from us. We can't let him go down there.
Why not?
Well, in view of what you told me, I thought... But it's not safe for him to go down there. Why are you staring at me, Doctor?
You seemed so skeptical when I told you the results of my test dive. Yet you show genuine concern for Mr. Grant's safety.
Mm-hmm.
Good day, Professor.
Ethel. Did I startle you? I'm sorry.
I didn't hear you come out.
I forgot to tell you, Mr. Grant wants to pick up a full set of diving equipment tomorrow. Have it ready for him.
Yes, sir.
And tell George and the night watchman, in case you're not here.
Yes.
Ethel, I consider you an intelligent woman. A bit bitter, perhaps. No great lover of mankind, but still intelligent. I'd like your opinion. What would you consider a just punishment for a man or woman who would betray his fellow man for money? One who would take a scientific discovery of monumental scope and use it to line his or her pockets.
I don't know.
Would you consider death just? Well? No matter. You can tell me some other time.
He's on to her. That where she's very, very panicked, like, "Oh fuck, is he on to me?"
Hello. Get me Mr. Grant, please.
You shouldn't have come here. I may have been followed.
There was a time when you would have welcomed me under any circumstances.
They've got federal men investigating. They must know something. They're planning on making a dive tomorrow.
A dive? They've got to be stopped.
How?
That's your problem.
You shouldn't have come here.
I had to. I got a cable from Antwerp. I'm to fly there in 2 days. They're expecting me to bring some vital information from you.
I'm not ready.
You were ready enough to accept a considerable sum of money in advance, weren't you?
I won't know anything until I can get into King's lab.
Then get in. Butt your way in.
I tried that with his secretary. It didn't work.
You're facing some serious problems, George. You have 2 days in which to find the answers. I'll be leaving for Europe the day after tomorrow.
Where will I find you?
I'll be spending most of my time soaking up a little sun at Colby's Point. That's where we used to meet, remember?
I remember. For quite a while, we were just a man and a woman, weren't we? I didn't know then they could put beauty and poison so cleverly together in one package.
Colby's Point, remember?
Too hot to handle. Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh, Aggie. Although I think, won't that be obvious? I don't know, I never dived. They put Alka-Seltzer in their dive suit. Oh no! Jeffties? Excuse me. I just finished the other half of my sub.
Is it all right to talk here?
Go ahead.
I can tell you what you want to know.
Maybe.
All right.
Let's cut. There's the next victims. They're both gonna get a hug. Oh, 2 people to hug! Yay!
Hey, you look lovely.
Thank you. I hope my caller feels the same way about it.
I'm sure he will. Dr. Stevens is very observing. He's a bright young man. Sometimes I think he's too bright.
Too bright?
Too bright,
I don't
too
understand
young,
what
too
you
man.
mean.
Oh, just an old coot thinking out loud. You know, science is a devouring mistress. She devours all who seek to fathom her mysteries. And for every secret she reveals, she demands a price. A price that a scientist must be prepared to pay.
Like
Even at the
killing
cost
his
of
own
his
daughter.
life. Or the life of others who stand in the way of his search.
You say that almost as though you were threatening me.
You?
Not yet.
Nonsense. Good evening.
Good evening.
Evening. I dare say you two won't mind being left alone.
You're beautiful.
Which is a good opening line for any date.
Oh, I've got more. But they require an entirely different setting. How about a nice walk along the ocean?
And so we could watch the 2 people who are in the boat get killed by being hugged to death. How do they not see that guy? Is their passive really low? Or is his stealth really high?
He's a killer.
You can't accuse King of treason just because you hate him.
I'll accuse him of anything. He sent my only son out in a squall to get his filthy ocean specimens.
Proof, Ethel. I need proof.
He works behind those locked doors of his. If I could just get in there, I could get you all the proof you want.
We may be able to figure out something along those lines. If I could show you how to make a wax impression of those locks, could you do it sometime tomorrow?
I'm sure I could.
Come on.
Interesting. It was not safe to talk there. Sparse. Are there any other? Yeah, I'm not gonna look just in case. That's it. 44 minutes. Dive. I don't think that's how you're supposed to dive. I think you're supposed to go backwards. I'm not a diving expert, but every time I see people dive, they go in backwards. So they're definitely amateurs, unless I'm incorrect. Diving is something I would like to do eventually. For a second, I was like, are they gonna have underwater sex? Am I gonna have to fast forward a little? It's a fish! Big fish. Is it sleeping or is it like, oh, 2 people, I need to wait? It's hugging time! Oh, that was my opportunity. If I were to redo this movie, like make edits and stuff, I would add the color red to imply blood to the water.
I'd better be getting home. It's late. It's been a lovely evening.
Yes, it was pleasant. And it did go fast.
Mostly in talk about
Wait,
my
how
father
fast?
and the college, now that I think of it. You've learned a great deal about him.
Natural curiosity about a fellow scientist. There were some very pleasant moments of silence, too.
We really should go.
All right.
We gotta find the bodies wash up. Or at least the clothes. Yep.
You go home and call Bill Grant. You'll find him at the hotel. Tell him I'll wait here for his instructions. Hurry, please.
That guy's gonna try to harpoon him, probably. Yep. Aim. Fire! Miss. I was gonna shoot, but then I missed. And then I shot, and then I missed. And then I fell down, but I missed the ground. I flew up into the sky, and then I missed. Did you catch the license plate? Yeah, it would need to be fixed for remakes. Or you can even go into more ludicrous stuff.
They're burned worse than the fisherman was. I think it's about time we did something about this. We? Am I off your list of suspects?
Kinda, a little bit.
Earlier today, I had a long talk with Washington. You were the topic of conversation. Am I to be shot at sunrise? They told me to cooperate with you. You could have floored me. They put you on this case, too, and didn't even tell me about it. I thought they would eventually. Apparently, they wanted two completely indifferent investigations of this. One from a scientific point of view, and one from a gumshoe, government style. Pacific College of Oceanography. You know, this spear may be our first real break. Kind of narrows the field down, doesn't it?
Yes, it seems so.
I think I'll take it down to the crime lab and have them dust it for prints.
I was gonna
How
say.
about you going down to the college and picking up some diving equipment? I checked with Professor King, and he said the night watchman.
If I'm remembering correctly, I think doing fingerprint stuff started in the late 30s. I think it was like 38, 39, something like that. I don't recall now, but I saw a video about that. I was like, wait, do they have fingerprint tech? Yeah, they do. Okay.
Well, would give it to us.
Okay.
What do you say we make our dive about 6 a.m.?
Yeah. Bill, I made a test dive yesterday.
It's pretty grim.
There's a shaft of radioactive light down there. Touch it and you're dead. And if that isn't enough, there's some kind of an animal standing guard over it.
Then there really is a basis for these phantom stories?
I'm afraid there is.
This'll take care of it. And I won't miss.
Now, my principal interest is the light ray. Now, you'll have to draw whatever it is down there away so I can get a good look at that light. And Bill, now, it isn't going to be easy or pleasant.
Neither is this.
True. More victims. Not. Probably not. This is the material from the previous scene. What time is it? 6:08. Pitts McGee, that's my name. Yep, I was waiting for that.
What happened?
He discovered it.
Still want to go in? Feel all right? Okay.
This seems a little inaccurate. It feels like they would. Well, I would think they would have to return and like wash their gear and then come back. I'm not certain, of course. And what was that? Like, it was definitely some sort of like poison-like thing. I don't think he's gonna be good. I think Bill's gonna pass out on the water, and that's not good. There's a video on like diving and some of the horror stories from diving. Oh yeah, he's probably gonna miss with the harpoon because like I won't miss, and then he takes the poison. But like you can start to see some shit. It's like, I think it's called like diver deprivation or something like that. It's scary diving, especially deep sea diving. I highly recommend people look up the horror stories of deep sea diving and all that type of stuff. It is mind fucking crazy. I wonder if my mom's gonna want to watch this VOD, Because she kind of freaks out a little with underwater stuff. It like creeps her out. But she does watch some things that are underwater, so I don't know. She might watch this VOD, who knows. If you're watching, hi Bob, hello, hi. I wonder if that was scripted or not, if like that just happened and they left it in. Yeah, there's the creature. I'm gonna hug ya, yeah. Yeah, he missed. Shit, and I missed. I was gonna shoot it, but then I missed. And then I tried to punch it, but I missed. I ended up kicking my own ass, and I missed. If anyone knows that reference. Swim! I can't say run, so swim! Swim away! Sail away. Sail as fast as you can. They go in circles. Which way do we go, George? Which way do we go? I think those seagulls are in the same spot they were before. Maybe not.
I'm picking up King and his assistant. What for? The poison in that mask came from the college, and so did the spear that was fired at you.
So we can prove a charge of attempted murder. That's not what we're after. We want to know who created that thing and how to destroy it.
Don't you understand, Bill? It's the knowledge, the know-how that went into making that ray. That's the real danger.
It all ties together.
We were getting too nosy, so King tried to get rid of both of us.
Maybe it was George. Maybe both of them. The secretary could be tied into it for all we know.
Now, rule her out. We were, well, talking. She tells me she can prove that King's behind this whole thing.
Prove it?
How? I rigged up a set of keys for her to get into his laboratory. She tells me all the proof I need is right in that room.
I hope she's right.
We'll know tonight.
I'm gonna set him up. She's gonna set up. Oh shit, she found it. She found the lack of it.
One of the spear guns is missing.
I saw King take one out yesterday.
That's odd. I thought I saw you carrying one when you left last night.
Mm-hmm.
You see too much, Ethel. You should wear blinkers. Is he in yet?
No.
I've got to get in there today.
Break the door down.
He mustn't know, Ethel. This is important to me, as important as staying alive.
I can't help you.
This is serious. I'm in trouble. You like that, don't you?
I've too much trouble of my own to worry about yours.
Good morning.
Oh, there's a little color
Dad told me that
disturbance.
you and Mr. Grant had died.
Yes.
I'm glad I learned about it after it was all over.
I phoned the college. They told me your father was at home.
He was terribly upset when he heard the news. The boy, the one in the boat, he was one of the students.
Oh, that's a shame. I'd like to talk to your father.
some reason, I think I'm gonna hear her scream, "Ah!" to discover that the dad's dead or something. Nope.
You wish to speak to me?
Well, yes. I thought you might be interested in the results of the dive we made this morning.
The very fact that you're here now tells me that your phantom, as well as your light ray, is a myth, a hoax.
They both exist. The light ray, as you call it, is very definitely atomic and deadly. The only reason I'm alive is because I made sure I didn't come in contact with it myself.
It's all too preposterous for serious thought. Phantom, marine mutations, death rays, utter nonsense. I'm afraid, Doctor, that you are the victim of an overwhelming imagination. Good day, Dr. Stevens.
You don't look well, George.
Oh, I'm not.
Or is it just that I don't find you attractive anymore?
Nothing's going right, Wanda. I don't know if I can get what they want.
They won't like it. And when they don't like something, they're liable to be a little extreme in showing it. They might even come to the same conclusion that I came to last night. That you're of no use to us.
Last night?
Ethel, King's secretary, was crying a little heart out to Mr. Grant. I saw them.
Government man?
I couldn't hear what they were saying, but I'm pretty sure I caught your name.
I couldn't hear what they're saying, even though I was right behind them.
Evidently, she hasn't told him what she knows yet.
She
What do I do, Wanda?
I know what I'd do. I'll be here tomorrow, too. But don't come unless you have something for me.
But don't come. Dun, 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 dun. If anyone knows that name. I can't do that cyberpunk. Dun, 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 dun.
You're working very late tonight, aren't you, Ethel?
I had some work to clean up. Good night.
Yep. Choose the wax. That or the turtle. But no.
Ethel, I believe you were looking for these.
Caught red-handed. Caught Ethel-handed. Nice, good kill, Ethel. Did you hear? Ethel's been penetrated by a harpoon.
Dad, what's wrong?
Oh, I feel so old, so tired, defeated. Dr. Stevens, I want to apologize to you for my rudeness this afternoon. I've had a few very trying days.
Of course, I understand. Maybe I better leave.
Come in.
Professor King,
That's right.
were you at the college tonight?
Yes, for a while.
Mind telling me when you left?
About an hour ago, I think. What's this all about?
Your secretary, Miss Hall, was found murdered a short while ago.
Ethel.
She left the college. A few minutes later, you followed. That it?
I don't grasp the significance of that fact. Do you think that I would take a human life? Willfully, deliberately?
She just as well as told me you were going to kill her.
She was killed with one of the college's spear guns.
Am I being formally charged with this horrible thing?
Not yet. It's just a matter of time.
Come on.
Dad.
We just gonna sit here all day?
There isn't much else we can do till the sheriff gets here with his report.
No, it's just like I killed Ethel myself. I rigged the keys for her to get into King's laboratory. That's it. That's what we ought to do. Get into that room of his.
Well, assuming that it was King, which is something I'm not ready to do, he could have destroyed everything in his laboratory if he found Ethel in there. His equipment, his notes. Don't you see, Bill, it's what's in his mind or George's that's important.
Notes? Wait a minute. Ethel gave me this at the restaurant. She copied it from King. Mean anything to you?
Oh, we solved your murder for you, Mr. Grant. Same spear gun fired both shafts. The one that tried to kill Doc here and the one that got Miss Hall. Same fingerprints over both of them. They were George Thomas's, King's assistant.
Yep.
The dumbest killer you ever saw. Left the spear gun in his car. Same prints all over it. And to clinch it, he didn't come home last night.
I guess I'd better put in for retirement. I sure had this one figured wrong.
I called the college to tell the old man he was in the clear, but no one answered.
He's probably at home. I think I better go tell him. Tell the old man I'm sorry.
And he's... George is probably there.
I kind of have an idea where we can get George. Want to come along? Might be able to use some help.
Come on. I've forgotten how pleasant it could be, just walking.
You see, it's not
That's
so hard to take a day off. We'll do it again.
I doubt whether the trap would permit it.
The trap?
Knowledge sometimes has steel jaws, like a trap, and it can either destroy the hunter or the hunted.
You frighten me when you talk like that.
Am I? It's not true. Oh, here comes your Dr. Stevens.
I have some news that I think will interest you.
About Ethel's murder?
The sheriff has proof it was George.
I knew it wasn't you.
Why would he want her dead?
It's possible that Ethel found out that, well, he had to silence her.
Why the gloom? Dad's just been acquitted of murder.
Lois, I'd like to talk to your father alone.
Why?
It'll only take a few minutes, dear.
He's not
You
fooling
better run on
the woods.
home. I'll follow you there. You better go.
Please. Ethel gave this to Mr. Grant. She said she copied it from your notes. Intensity increase readings of the light shaft. You call it HEF.
Hydro Energy Force. You're quite right. There is a uranium deposit on the ocean floor.
How did you activate it?
That, Dr. Stevens, is my knowledge and mine alone.
But it must be destroyed.
It started with a simple animal experiment. One of yours, Doctor.
I thought so.
And I advanced way beyond the scope of your imagination. Didn't I?
Don't tell me how you create it. Tell me how to destroy it.
I don't know that I want to.
But, Doctor, you're not free to do as you wish. 5 people have died as a result of that thing.
You're quite right. But just give me 1 hour to think about it. It's a decision that's not easy to make.
I have no other choice.
Thank you. I'll meet you here. And Doctor,
I might be
stay with
here,
Lois.
but I might die.
She'll need you.
Well, father's approval. You could date my daughter. You could marry her. I just noticed her belt has a fish on it.
I know Dad's in some kind of trouble and needs me. I know it.
But your father asked you to wait here.
I can't. We've got to find him. Do you know where he might be?
Well,
dead?
he possibly could have gone to the lab.
Well, then I'm going there.
Come on, now, wait a minute.
Do I have to go alone, or are you coming with me?
Perhaps you're right. We can't do any good here just waiting. Let's go.
Boat! The boat could explode or something? Yep, that's right.
Ted, what happened? That ship had just exploded.
Lois, I've got to find your father.
You can't mean that Dad had anything to do with this.
I haven't got time to talk.
Ted?
I haven't had time to talk. Janitor.
Professor King. Professor King. Mr. King. You may come in and clean up now, Andy.
About time.
You mean to say that's one of God's creatures, Professor?
No, Andy, that's one of man's follies, and I pray God there'll never be another one. Goodbye, Andy.
On your feet. Figured you'd show up here sooner or later.
What do you want of me?
Just a confession to Ethel Hall's murder.
We found a spear gun in your car. Ballistic tests and fingerprints pretty well tie you into it, mister. You weren't very clever about it.
Neither was your girlfriend, Wanda.
No, I guess I wasn't. I should have learned more of my teacher. He killed in wholesale lots.
What are you talking about?
Professor King, he planted that thing out in the ocean. What's he mean, Bill?
I think I know. Can you handle him yourself, Sheriff?
Maybe, possibly.
What happened? Where's Dad?
He left a few minutes ago, Miss King.
Did he say where he was going?
No, he just busted up the place and left in a hurry.
But why destroy all this? Experiments is life's work.
I'm afraid only your father can explain that.
But I still don't understand. Do you know why he did this?
I think I do.
What a mess.
King? Yeah, left a few minutes ago. Probably headed for the beach. We're on our way there now.
Let's take my car. Come on, we can hurry.
Every time I hear the guy's name of King, I keep on thinking of that song, You Are King. I'm gonna blow it up. Excuse me. You know, for a movie about a monster, at least that's what it was kind of advertised as, you only see it a few times. It does kill people, which is interesting. You only see it for a little bit. Well, this is going to be the climax of the movie. Got 2 minutes. That poor fish. The monster's got him. Dad, you created me! I want a hug from you, Dad! Don't leave me, Dad! Kaboom. Where's the kaboom? Where's the earth-shattering kaboom? There's your dad over there, over there, over there, and up there.
Time, perhaps I could have stopped him. I know he meant this power to be used to help humanity, not destroy it.
I'm sure he did. He paid for his mistake.
With his life.
Nature has many secrets that man mustn't disturb. This was one of them.
I mean, if we could disturb it politely. Could be a benefit.
He too could have understood.
I'm sure he does, Lois. That's why he took his secret with him.
distributed by American Releasing Company. Yeah, well, I'm trying to recall when the proper dive suits first came around. Wasn't it like the 60s or was it sooner? So yeah. That was the Phantom from 10,000 Leagues. If I had to give it a rating, it was fun to make fun of. I don't think it was a good movie, but I don't think it was like horrible. So like maybe on a scale of 1 to 10. Oh hey, it's caught up with me when I started talking. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a 5, maybe a 5.2. Wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible. It was more of like one of those movies you watch to make fun of, with like the inaccuracies and all that. But keyword, it was still fun. So I don't know when I'm going to stream next. Let's see, what is today? Today's 26th. Maybe before the 1st I'll stream. I'm not 100% certain when I'm going to again. But, I think I'll do another movie. And I'll probably keep this up until I finally move. Then I'll get back into gaming. But I might do a game before then. I'm not 100% certain. Okay, I'm gonna refresh the stream real quick. No, I'm not gonna refresh. But anyways, that's gonna do it for me today. I will upload this soon. It's just gonna take a while. So until next time, this has been the Michael Cage saying I hope to see you for the next film. Bye bye.